Hey guys, you're welcome to yet another installment of the Football Gazette podcast. My name is Muyiwa Joshua Abola, and of course, I've got with me another partial regular G in the building. What's up, Barry?
It's
How's
good
it
to be
going?
back. It's good to be back in the house.
Yeah, you heard
Uh,
him quite well.
we've seen some finals being played, European finals, Europa League finals been played, the Conference League finals been played. Remain the big boys, and
You know,
so it's
I
always good
was
to be back to talk about the
yeah,
big boys in
I was
Champions
coming
League.
to that. It's looking like a season of intense hit watch across board, from the Europa League final, like you said, to the Conference League final where we saw Chelsea triumph. But I really want to try as much as possible not to talk about the Manchester United Tottenham match. It's now in the past now, according to Manchester United fans, and which you're one of them. I mean, I know you're feigning all smiles now and
I think
happiness,
I don't want us to dwell
but
much on that.
the agony still lives in your heart.
I don't want us to dwell much on that.
Okay.
But just to agree on the fact that a lot of reasonable United fans
Hmm.
believe Man United not winning the Europa League final is it's like a reality check.
Hmm.
It's like a pinch to give us back life that this is the reality on ground.
I think that's like the summary of everything you
Not
guys
even
have
not
been
even
through
the summary.
all this
Like
season.
it's like a wake up call for what is going on in terms of the way the club has been
Right from the
over years.
administrators,
And what
managers,
fans
players.
has been calling for, the rebuild. We've seen so many coaches. There is new owner in town, and they're trying to change backroom staff, change the style of play, change the players, and we know this is the reality. And when the team is trying to do this, you expect to be at your lowest moment. So not winning that Europa League is like a wake up call. Hey guys, don't sleep, wake up. You are not there yet, you are still rebuilding, and
Yeah.
it's a thing of we are not the team will not go away from the path of let's continue rebuilding. They want to dwell more on the success of we won the Europa League, so we can continue with this team, we can continue with these social players. Some players that have been asked out by the manager, there will be talks like, you can still manage this person, you won the Europa League, talks like that.
Yeah.
So since the Europa League doesn't happen, go on with the plans. Anybody wey you wan comot, chase them, pursue anybody.
But I want to ask you. I want to ask you a question. Are you sure you're well aftermath of that defeat to Tottenham Hotspur? Because I think the shade you actually brought into the studios this afternoon, probably you're trying to prevent your red eyes or something.
It
That's
doesn't.
what you want to see.
It wasn't a shocker for real.
But it was
wasn't-
painful
it
to
wasn't
an
a
extent.
shocker. It was painful to an extent because as a fan,
Hmm.
you try to have a little bit of hope in your team. Like, let me hope they can do it.
Especially as it concerns Champions League
Champions
football
League
next
football,
season.
let me hope they can do it. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, they don't do it. You feel disappointed. I knew it. I knew
But
they
you
are not
saw for a
going to do
couple
it.
of days
So,
and you move on. Life continues,
life continues.
afterwards. Well, you can hear that from an ardent Manchester United fan. Life continues afterwards that defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. Away from that dilly-dallying, let's talk about the big one to come on later tonight. It is the UEFA Champions League final between Inter Milan from Italy and, of course, the Parisians, the guys you call farmers, farmers league champions,
This,
Paris Saint-Germain.
this is the night we've all been waiting for.
Night of glamour, but would it be as glamorous as it could have been if we had seen the likes of Barcelona or Arsenal in today's final?
Bro, it's always glamorous when it is UEFA Champions League.
Yeah,
final.
I will take that from you 100%.
Regardless of
which team
whichever
plays
club
it.
is playing in the final.
yeah.
Whether it is Champions League final, the whole world is watching.
Mm,
People that have not been watching football for some time, they want to watch the UEFA Champions League final.
but then trust me, the 8th watch this time around will be minimal. I mean, I agree with you. We've seen the likes of Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich in times past.
People will watch for the beautiful aspect of football. Let the best team win.
To enjoy ourselves.
To enjoy ourselves.
What a way to cap off
let's have
this
fun.
season.
So the glamorous part of it is that if you look at the history of these two clubs fighting for the trophy, you would still say this is glamorous. Looking at PSG, the amount of money they spent
Spent
the amount
over the
of
years to
the amount
cop
of
this particular trophy.
work they've put into it to make sure that they reach this stage. When we talk of the ever Champions League, they don't just want to reach final; they want to win it.
But Adeshola, who would you say wants this particular final, this particular trophy more among both sides?
Going to Inter, Inter is one of the traditional clubs when we talk of UEFA competition.
Yeah, I
UEFA
would
Champions
agree
League,
with
so to
you.
say.
Yeah,
You know, big boys
in the days
in
of
Europe,
Jose Mourinho.
Inter Milan, even in their olden days, they've always been there
Yeah.
in Europe. Looking at the club tradition and looking at the way they lose out the league to Napoli this same season,
On the final day,
I think it will be a thing of, oh, we have to go all out for this.
more like they
for
are a
them to-
wounded lion.
For them
now.
to be able to cap, because I believe Inter Milan they've had an amazing season, both in the league and in Europe, and for them to have missed out on the league, it will be more painful for them to miss out on the ever Champions League as well. So for me, I believe being a traditional club, they've won it all in Europe. Talking about European competitions, so you can see the hunger in them in Inter Milan as well. You can't push them away. And for PSG that has been building around this same UEFA Champions League
They've never in their
for
history
years,
laid their hands on.
not even fighting for, oh, let's reach semis, let's reach final. They've been building themselves to be able to win it. So this brings me to a point where I say this night is a glamorous night from both sides, of the French football and the Italian football, because these are the big boys when it comes to Europe football, and we're ready for them tonight. I'm ready for the heat.
If you would ask me, I think both sides have actually done more than enough to actually get themselves into this final.
Exactly. Fair point.
No one is in this final by fluke. Both Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain scaling through the hurdles of Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal in their best form
And
in
scaling
maybe
through
years.
the hurdles of
Barcelona
Barcelona.
as well, in a dramatic fashion this time around. Ones that would last
It was on
long.
this podcast
For
I said
ages.
it, that if we are going to defeat Barcelona, you have to make sure that you
Outscore them. That's the only way. You can't hide from
Keep
being scored.
scoring. Keep scoring. They will score too.
And Inter Milan
Whoever
did
the
that so
highest
well.
goals wins.
I love that
They did that
particular
pass well.
semi-final. That semi-final could have as well passed for a final anytime, any day. But unfortunately, football fans will miss out on that particular epic movie.
But
In Munich.
after tonight,
Yeah.
we'll still say that this is one of the best UEFA Champions League final we've watched.
Well, it's really difficult to predict final.
I'm not predicting.
So sometimes football can be cruel. A final can just end 1-0 and everyone will just go back home, go back to your family.
No matter how cruel to be,
Yeah.
I believe these two teams, they are coming into the final with their all. That's what I'm saying.
They are both hungry for it, like you said earlier.
I'm expecting to watch a final of the kind of final that we've not seen in years. Like these
Are you
teams
sure?
are hungry and they have what it takes to win it. Both teams. PSG, they are capable. Their defense, their midfield, their
Attack, top notch, everywhere.
top notch everywhere. Inter Milan, their midfield, their defense, their attack, goalkeeping department, everyone is doing their job well. So for me, I'm expecting a football that will be entertaining tonight, and I just want to enjoy myself basically and see the best team win, because I believe both teams will put their best forward and the best team eventually will win.
I think as much as we're talking about how fluid both sides now play football, which we've gotten to fall in love with, I think it's also important we lay accolades to where it's due. That's talking about both managers at the helms of affairs, talking about Simeone Inzaghi and Luis Enrique. I mean, both managers, although they've actually made names for themselves over the years in European football, but I think not as high as this season. Although Simeone Inzaghi in 3 years, this is his second final in 3 years. He lost the last one against Manchester City. I mean, slimly, by a slim scoreline. But now he has another chance to redeem himself.
I think for the both managers, Luis Enrique, Simeone Inzaghi, I believe it's battle of intellect. When it comes to the managers, I give it to both of them.
That is
Their style of play. I think their style of play is different, but they are both unique. Different but unique. When Inter play their style of play,
and I think
you fall in love.
they
with
are
that
not
style.
rigid to that extent. They can be flexible at times.
They can be flexible, but when they play their style, they play it incoherent. Like you see that, oh,
A typical modern day
this is the
football.
style they're playing.
Mm.
And when PSG plays theirs too, in their unique way too,
Yeah.
you'll be wow, oh, this is football. So I think the two managers are they've done a lot for their two teams, both Inzaghi and Enrique. And I believe for tonight it's just a battle of intellect, and
Mm.
whoever whoever has the best way to maneuver things, to change things
So tonight
around.
isn't a matter of outscoring who.
It's not about outscoring. It's not about outscoring. I
Okay.
think tonight is about outsmarting each other.
Mm.
Which
Okay.
manager can outsmart the other?
Tactically this time
Tactically
around.
this time around.
Okay, well, we are about getting to the close of the installment today, but before we go, I want to actually say what my prediction can actually be for this biggest night in European football.
Prediction, bro.
You know, it's always difficult for us on this podcast. Whenever
I don't like
well then as football analysts and professionals, there's
as
no way
scholars.
yeah, there's no way we would run away from football predictions. It's something football fans out there wants to hear, especially the white paper boys. You know, to me, it's kind of dicey. It's a difficult call between both sides. But I think at the end of the day, I want to fancy Inter Milan's chances of lifting this particular cup. To me, I think 3 goes to 2 Inter Milan.
I think this match won't end on normal time.
Hmm.
I think my own prediction. I
Extra
think
time and
we'll go on
possibly
to
penalties.
extra time, and it will not end there as well. I think this final is going to be decided
On
on
penalties.
penalty shootouts.
Wow.
Shootout will be the decider.
That's from Adeshola Yaho. Let's see if his crystal ball works just quite alright. That's the much we would be able to take on today's installment of the Football Gazette podcast. Until some other time, so we'll get back here once again. You stay good and safe. Peace out.